Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone has had a marvelous and wonderful day. And I was thinking about a word, so I wanted to look it up, see what the scripture said, but also the definition. And hopefully, the analogy I have in my head will apply. So, the word was gluttony. And I think most people know what gluttony means, to pretty much overeat, eat more than is necessary. I'm trying to just let it be on clouds today. Um, and so it's about eating. But I want to use it in more than just the way we think of it when it comes to food. Now, the Bible says in Proverbs 23, there you go, Deborah. Proverbs 23, and I'm going to go from 19 to 21. Listen, my child, and be wise. Keep your mind on what is right. Don't drink too much wine or eat too much food. Those who drink and eat too much become poor. They sleep too much and end up wearing rags. I found that interesting. And it really does apply, because after you have a really good meal, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to go take a nap. And if you have overdrank, you're tired, and you want to go take a nap. So it does apply if you overdo it. And we all know that feeling from like the holidays, and we will overeat, eat 3 and 4 times in one day because it's Thanksgiving. You know how that is. But I wanted to define the act of eating. And it says to take through your mouth as food. I'm trying to wait and see. I hope he don't bark. And ingest and chew and swallow. It also means that you're consuming, you're chewing, you're binging, biting, devouring. It also has gluttony under the definition of eating, and overindulgence. But when we eat, the whole purpose of us eating is not what we think, like to enjoy nice cuisine from here and there, different types of food and all that. No, we eat to consume or ingest calories so that we can have energy and to fuel our bodies. But the funny thing about that is, if you overdo it, it does just the opposite. It gives you the calories now, but it doesn't really give you the energy that you need. It's like you have too much. You got too much fuel, I guess I would say. Also, eating is linked to us mentally, emotionally, and it kind of can dictate your mood, because actually eating is a predominantly rewarding behavior. It means let's say if you're a chocolate person, when you eat a chocolate bar that you really like I love Godivas. They are kind of expensive. I hadn't had one in a long time because I tried to cut back off the candy. But when you eat one of those, it's just like the chocolate is so, so good. Anything else, or, a thick, juicy steak. For some people, it might be a salad, a corn dog, who knows? But all of that is feeding or rewarding our behavior. So that's why we repeat it. If we ate and had to eat something that was really nasty or bitter or something, we wouldn't want to keep eating. We want to avoid it like the plague. Like, your mother ever cooked something when you was a kid and you just didn't like it? You was come in the kitchen and be like, oh, here she go again with this. Mine was liver. I hate liver. Don't eat liver. Just don't. I buy it and I cook it for Parker, but I don't eat it. And I would be like, oh my gosh, I hate liver. So I knew dinner was going to be very disappointing for me. And back then, you didn't come in the kitchen talking about, oh, I don't like liver. Can I get something else? No. Whatever was cooked, that's what you were going to eat or you didn't eat. So she used to like to make liver with rice and gravy, and a lot of times we would have biscuits. And so my meal would consist of the rice and gravy and a biscuit because I was not eating liver and she wasn't going to let me have anything else. My how times have changed. I have been at other people's homes, and they have small children, and they're fixing like 3 different meals for each child. And the first thing they say, they're so picky. They don't like this. Now, there are some picky children, but what I found is if you feed them a certain way when they're baby and small children, there may be some things they don't like along the way, but for the most part, they won't be as picky, excluding the ones who are extremely picky. I know there are some children who are just like that. It may have to do with texture or how it look. Like my grandbaby don't like green stuff. So, Anyway, I was thinking about that and the definition of it, but then I was like, but could we use this in another way? We know that we shouldn't overeat, but eating, I was thinking, could be used in another form, such as watching too much TV, because we're consuming it. We may not be putting it in our mouth, but we're consuming it. We can binge on it. We can devour a whole lot of TV, and it can be overindulging. And it's a rewarding behavior for us. What about shopping? What about working? This weekend is probably the first weekend in a long time that I have not worked at all this weekend. You guys see me going through downtown. I went to the condo, and yes, the one who left the comment about you hope that it was a good price. It ended up being a good price, so I'm very happy about that. And I think I'm going to be able to get everything I want in there and not spend an arm and a leg. But then also I went to brunch with a friend whose birthday is today. And then I hung out in the country with some friends on the other side of town in the country. It was just a very nice day. And today I've been piddling, as we say here. Cooking dinner, washing, straightening up, things like that. But I sat outside this morning. It was so nice and had a cup of tea. But I say all that to say is that we are very much consumers. We overindulge in just about everything on some level. And I may not be talking to you per se, but when I say us, I'm talking about humans. We don't seem to have like cutoff points anymore. Instead of maybe it being healthy to watch 2 hours of TV during the day, then get outside or something. No, and we'd be proud to say, I binge watched this. I binge watched that. I was in the house all day binge watching this and eating at the same time. Or we are very proud to boast up when we buy something really nice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with buying something really nice, but when you have an overabundance. And I can look at myself. I'm going to take myself an example because I don't want nobody in the chat getting mad. I have way more pairs of shoes than one person needs. I can't wear but one pair at a time. And I have to say, why do you have so many? I think I've told you guys, I am, when it comes to clothes, shoes, dressing, I love that. But I've cut it out. I really have. In the last 2 years, I'm just like, girl, you work at home. Where are you even wearing this stuff to? This is no lie. Because my garage, I put stuff in containers, but Deborah didn't label them. So it's been hard for me to find my summer and winter clothes for the last seasons. And here we are getting ready to go into summer again, and I still haven't found my summer clothes from last summer. So I do have some that's still hanging up in the closet. And I don't know why I thought that was a bright idea to pack up my season, when I'm in a different season and put it in the garage. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, so this winter, I'll be like, well, I'll buy myself a couple of things. I bought a pair of boots and a pair of shoes. Have not worn them yet. Several outfits, jeans, sweaters, stuff like that I didn't get to wear. Why? Because I work from home and I don't really often, I have to be in the mood to go somewhere. I go when I feel like it. When I don't, I stay home. So now you know that I'm shopping for the vacation coming up. But I am determined not to over purchase like I would have done in the past. So this whole eating thing, to me, can fit in different avenues. Because eating pretty much just means, like I said, to consume. So we can consume wanting to spend too much time with somebody. Everybody likes their space every now and then, and you might have been in a relationship where the person was a little clingy and you never could have your space. It can be done with just about anything that we do in our life. Anything that's going to feed that, give us a rewarding feeling, a rewarding behavior. Of course we repeat it. That's why people that do drugs, people are like, why do they do it? Because the first time they got high, most will say that was the best time, but it triggered something in their mind that made them feel so good that they want to continue doing it. It's sort of like eating a potato chip. Remember when Lay's had the commercial out that you can't eat but eat just one? You ever try to sit down and just have one potato chip? Or one Cheetos or one Doritos or whatever the case may be? No. You normally want to eat more. And even if you take out a small portion and say, this is all I'm going to eat, you end up going back to the bag and getting more, don't you? Yeah, we do. So this whole thought pattern that I had this morning was more so to the fact that we need to be mindful of what we're consuming, what we're absorbing. Because, see, when I think of this, I think about our eye gates, our mouths, our ears. Because a lot of times we consume too much by hearing, listening too much. You ever have a day where you just seem like it's just been too much? Just too much noise, too many people, too much of everything. That's because you've overindulged in that. And I know some jobs you can't help the noise and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, like, in stuff that we can. Be mindful of what you're listening to. Is everything you listen to, is it really fueling you? Is it really giving you the energy that you need? Is it doing positive things for your body? When you're looking at stuff, what are you looking at? Is it something that's you're gonna look at and give you energy and say, oh gosh, I feel so good looking at that? That's why a lot of times I'll play in the background just kind of beautiful sights, things I think is beautiful, because we look at so much other stuff all day long. I think if we had to take account of how many murders we watch on TV, or killings, how many stories that are just horrific, being done to women, children, things like that, we would probably be surprised. We really would. But we've gotten used to it. It doesn't really shock us anymore. And that's sad. And then the mouth can be two ways. What we're putting in it and what's coming out of it. You could be a person that's eat healthy, being plant-based and all that, and I wish I could get on that train. I'm trying, y'all. But you could be a person that eats very, very healthy. The only thing they put in their mouth are things that's going to be good for their body. But that same person can have things coming out their mouth that is horrific. That you would look at that person and be like, I can't believe they so up on wanting to make sure that their body is in shape and they only consume things that's going to be good for them. But yet when they speak, it's just horrible. It's piercing. It's angry. It's nasty. Sometimes ridiculous. So those are the things that I was thinking about when I thought of the word gluttony. I don't know why I wanted to go that way, but I did. And I'm going to end with this. Sorry, y'all, about the camera. Okay. It's about judging. You know, I do commentary, reaction videos, and the things that I talk about are things that I've seen. I can't talk about things that I haven't seen. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know what my neighbor's doing in their house right now. So why would I sit here and say that Mr. So-and-so is doing this over there and that over there? I can't see through my walls into their house or anything. So that's pretty ridiculous. But now, if they were on my TV doing something or standing in my living room doing something, then I could commentate on that. I could have a reaction to whatever they're doing, correct? That makes sense? So it's not a matter of judging people. It's a matter of having an opinion about what they're doing. And we all do that. We all do that. We may have an opinion about the people that's doing the news, our bosses, people in the store, our children, other family members, our spouses, ourselves. We do. We all have opinions. But it's not the same as judging. And I'm going to end with this scripture here. And it's James, and I'm going to read James chapter 4, 11 to 12. Brothers and sisters, do not tell evil lies about each other. If you speak against your fellow believers or judge them, you are judging and speaking against the law they follow. And when you are judging the law, you are no longer a follower of the law. You have become a judge. God is the only lawmaker and judge. He is the only one who can save and destroy. So it is not right for you to judge your neighbor. And to sum it up, I like to say, you don't have a heaven or a hell to put me in. So what you say means nothing. And I need people, especially the ones who say they're Christians, to understand that. You don't have to receive chastisement or negative or mean speaking Christians trying to tell you who you are, whether you believe or not, what's going to happen to you, because the last time I checked, man hadn't created a man. Now, of course, they're working on it, but they'll never be able to create a man like God created a man, because if so, please tell me where you are so I can go to your house and watch you make a man out of dirt or a woman out of dirt and then blow life into it. So, seeing that our creator, God is our creator, and that's who created us, he's the one that can determine the judging of who we are and the destroying us if I guess we don't go along with his plan, you would say. So he's the only one that can do that. So somebody trying to put you in hell, well, it's kind of it's futile on their part, but they can go ahead and do it. The problem is I do find that some Christians buy into this, and that's not what the word says. When you pray, you should never pray trying to curse another person. The Bible tells you if these people are your enemies or you perceive them to be your enemies, you are to pray for them. And then let God do whatever he's going to do. Because the funny thing about prayers, especially when you're praying angry and against other people, a lot of times you open the door for something to come back up on you. I may not like everything other people do, but if you ain't doing it in my house, right where I can see you, or in my life where it affects me because you hear or whatever your behavior is, then I don't care. When it stops from being in a state of, what's the word I want to use? I guess outside my realm of reality, where when I say that, meaning it's not here, being real to me, then I don't care. As long as it's out there, in the outside world somewhere, okay. Because people have a right to say what they want. I mean, I'm not going to like everything people say. But, hey, who am I to try to take your free will away from you? If the Creator is not going to take it from you, who am I? So, why even worry about it? I knew it. I guess he's telling me it's time for me to get off the phone. Y'all buddy, Mr. Parker. Well, I just wanted to bring that up. Just be mindful this week what you're consuming with your eyes, your ears, and your mouth, and then what you're putting out. Because that tongue, it can make or break. It can make or break. Hope y'all having a good Sunday. And me and Parker are going to say goodbye.